Hello, my fellow teachers. Today, we're going to have a story centered around cats. The story is part of a 60-minute lesson plan centered around cats. Because there is a Cat's Day that we celebrate in a year, and I was like, why not create a lesson plan in celebration of that day? Why not? And thus, we have an amazing Meow Day or Cat's Day. Okay, so we have a lovely cat. His name is Charlie. That's his name. And so today I want to show you the story that is part of that ESL lesson plan. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what's the activity that follows the story and then becomes part of the lesson plan. Okay. First, we're going to start with story time. Obviously, you need to have a proper intro with your students. But for now, that's what we're going to have. Story time. Okay. And so we are now going to read a story. This is how you would present to your students. So that's how I try to create my lesson plans. My PPTs usually include the actual word by word for you guys, so you don't have to think about how you're supposed to present this. You just read it. Okay. Of course, you need to familiarize yourself with this. You just read it. Okay. We are now going to read a story about Charlie. You didn't even have to think about how you want to present the story because it's there. Charlie is a black cat. Charlie loves to copy what others do. Let's meet Charlie. Click on the picture of Charlie to read the book. And that's where the cat experience, cat magic, begins. Meow. Meow. Presenting Charlie the cat. The title of the series is Copycat. Let's go. I'm going to use my remote. Un momento, por favores. Back with my remote. Charlie was a cat. That's right. Charlie was a cat. Yeah? And Charlie was a copycat. The question is, do you explain to your students what copycat means? At this point, you don't have to. Don't even try. Just leave it. They are going to learn it as you go, okay? Because there's going to be examples of what it means to be a copycat, okay? And so in the end, your students will actually understand. Charlie was a copycat. Copy. When the dog barked, Charlie barked too. Wow. So look, the dog barked, woof, woof. And then Charlie was like, oh, dog barking. I'll bark too. And he was like, ruff, ruff. Yeah, so Charlie barked too because Charlie is a copycat. So Charlie was copying the dog. See, that's why it's important to just add your own explanation of what's happening, just make it more lively. Okay, so in this picture book, there's also sound. The reason why I added sound is just it's multi-dimensional and multi-sensory experience for your students, which is even more memorable than just being you running around and just gesturing and stuff. But this sound actually adds another layer for them to experience. When the bird chirped, Charlie chirped too. Wow. Tweet, tweet. Tweet, tweet. Okay. Why? Because Charlie is a copycat. So now Charlie is copying the bird. Charlie is tweeting, tweet, tweet, like a bird. Charlie is a cat, but Charlie tweets like a bird because Charlie is a copycat. Yes, that's right. When the baby cried, Charlie cried too. Yep. Why? Because Charlie is a copycat. That's right. Charlie is a copycat. So your students are going to leave the class with the word copycat for sure. Okay. And also, when you think about it, just look. We are teaching starters, people who are starting their journey, and there's simple past. And you would say oh, you're not supposed to use simple past with AY learners because it's too difficult. No. It's not too difficult. Exposure, my friends. Exposure is very, very important. And so we are exposing them to simple past. And do I have to explain anything at this point? I don't. Now I'm just getting them exposed. So now they know this is crying. Cried. Okay. Yes, they don't know it's past. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Okay. Then Mom told Charlie, Charlie, you're a cat. You should meow. Not woof woof, tweet tweet. No. You should meow. That's what cats do. Cats meow, right? Mm-hmm. But Charlie liked to copy. He liked to copy the dog. He liked to copy the bird. And he liked to copy the baby. When Dad sneezed, Charlie sneezed too. Because Charlie is a what? A copycat. Yes. Now you want to speed up a bit. When Grandma laughed, Charlie laughed too. They're both laughing because Charlie is a copycat. Let's make it more dynamic. When the vacuum roared, Charlie roared too. Roar. You know what? What you can actually do as well, you can ask students to be copycats too. Right? You can go, can you be a copycat? Okay, so now let's copy the dog. Let's copy the baby. Let's copy the vacuum cleaner. Yes, so you can engage your students in that way. Okay, so now you can ask your students, guys, can you roar like a vacuum cleaner? Everybody would go roar. Okay, because we are copycats. So we are copying the vacuum cleaner. Such a great learning experience for your ESL students. Not even ESL students, but you guys are my friends, you know. One day, Charlie saw a fish. The fish did not bark. Woof, woof. No. The fish did not chirp. Tweet, tweet. The fish did not cry. No. Charlie watched. Charlie waited. Charlie waited. Charlie listened. The fish said nothing. Charlie opened his mouth. Charlie closed his mouth. Lots of simple past. You know, do you have those struggling students who just like when they see a word in the past, they would just like say close it or open it. Why do they do that? Because they have not been exposed to enough words, enough versions of words. So now we are doing just that. We're exposing the students to different verb forms. Yep. So your students are not going to say open it and close it when they see the words because they will already have been introduced to this one. That's why we're introducing this even for AY learners. This is very important. Okay? Charlie opened his mouth. Charlie closed his mouth. Yep. Charlie said nothing. Charlie just opened his mouth, closed his mouth, and said nothing. Said nothing. Mom smiled. I think Charlie stopped copying. No copying. Charlie smiled. Oh, that's a sly grin, huh? Charlie opened his mouth like that. Charlie is up to something. Blop, blop, blop. Charlie made a fish sound. So Charlie is a copycat. Charlie is copying the fish because fish go bloop, 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 right? So Charlie is copying the fish because Charlie is a copycat. That's correct. Look how many times I actually say the word copycat. They're going to learn that word. I don't know if you know, but like the average number of times kids or people who are learning a language need to hear a certain word is 50 times. So don't be afraid to use it. And don't feel like you're overusing the word. You're not. Just like making it happen for these guys. Mom laughed, grandma laughed, and dad sneezed. So mom laughed, grandma laughed, and dad sneezed. You have to be a bit quick on this slide. I didn't nail it, but with enough practice, I guess you can do it. So mom laughed, grandma laughed, and dad, achoo, sneezed. Okay. Why are they laughing? Because the cat went blah, blah, blah. Can you imagine? And what did Charlie do? Charlie laughed and sneezed. What? Because it was a copycat. A funny copycat. Yeah, so Charlie laughed, ha ha ha, and sneezed. Achoo! Come on, everybody, let's be copycats. Now everybody laugh like Charlie. Laugh like Charlie, ha ha ha. Yes, we are copycats. Now everybody sneeze like Charlie. Achoo! Yes, we are copycats. Yeah. The end of the story. So after reading the story, kids actually get to make a black cat. It's a craft, okay? And I'm just going to quickly say, so this is going to fill up full 60 minutes. That's my experience. So I'm able to read the story, then do a little craft, and if we have enough time, we'll do a song. Okay, that's pretty much how we do. So if I don't do the song, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. I want to make sure that we finish the craft. Okay, so then we do the craft now. Okay, so what follows the story is a craft, okay? Because what we usually want to do is we want to have something hands-on. And this time, the hands-on thing is craft. So students are going to make Charlie the cat, okay? So it's going to be a black cat, and it's going to be a craft where the cat has eyes that move. So this is really cool. I saw this video and I was like, yeah, let's do this together. So because the video did not have any templates, I decided to create templates so it's just easier to use. Because if you just show the video to the students, they will still find it difficult to try to recreate this. I found it difficult as an adult who actually does crafts, and I found it difficult to actually do it. So that's why we have templates. But I'm not going to talk in length about this because this is not the topic of this video. But I'm just like trying to explain that, like, apart from the story, there's also the craft. And after the craft, we're going to sing a song if there's enough time. So the PPT for this craft looks something like this. I'm just going to show you. So there's like what we're going to use, and then a step-by-step. For example, the first step, take the sheet, there's a template, there's a nice circle, there's triangles. But first, there's an instruction, cut out the big circle from the A4 black sheet. Okay, so the students know what they have to do, right? This will be Charlie's face, and they know what this will be. So they are making Charlie with moving eyes. So that's pretty much what it is. So that's it for me today. I really hope that you enjoyed Charlie's story, or story about Charlie the copycat. And if you would like to get a copy of that story, it's available in our TPT store. You can go there. All the links are in the description down below. And until next video, my dear fellow teachers, happy teaching. Bye.